Hi there, Namaste. My name is Paula Ribotto, and I'm going to guide you through a short practice today that will help to strengthen the nervous system, bring flexibility through the spine, and connect you to your heart center, which is the energy center located at the center of the chest. It's all about unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, and service. When we connect to this heart center, we open up our world of gratitude and peace and joy for all of life that's around us. So I hope you enjoy the practice. Let's begin by lengthening the spine, so pressing down through the sit bones, pulling the lower abdomen slightly in and up. Feel the chest lifting and the shoulders relaxing. Bringing the chin parallel to the ground. Just take a moment to notice your breath without any need to change it or control it. Just noticing it flow in and flow out. Start to tune into this moment in time. Being present, the sounds around you, the space you are in, and the quality of your breath. From here, you slide your hands down onto your shins. So we start to connect breath with movement. Begin by inhaling, bringing the chest forward and up, and then exhaling as you round back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. You can move slowly. Just move at your own pace. As you move, notice the center of the chest reaching forward and up, and then the navel pressing back as you round the spine towards the wall behind you, exhaling all the breath out. And now inhale, come all the way up. Straightening the spine, just taking a pause at the top of your inhale. And then slowly exhale your breath. Bring your right hand to the left knee and bring the left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, gently turn and look over the left shoulder. Hold here for a few breaths. And then coming back to the center, bring your left hand to your right knee and the right hand behind you. Again, inhale, lengthen the spine, reach out to the top of your head, and then turn and gently look over your right shoulder. Few breaths here, following the flow of your breath. And then come back to the center. Shift your weight around and come up onto all fours for cat-cow. So here for cat-cow, your hands are under your shoulders, fingers spread wide, the knees are under the hips. Your hips are about 2/5 space apart. So coming up onto from here, just shifting your weight, coming up onto all fours for cat-cow. Cat-cow, you're going to have your hands underneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Peek down and make sure the knees are about hip width apart, which is about 2/5 wide. And just measure that up. And then when you're ready, begin to inhale, bring the abdomen down, chin and tailbone reach up. Exhale as you roll up, tuck the chin and the tailbone under. Move at your own pace, noticing all the parts of your spine. You can move slowly and mindfully, or you can move a little bit faster with a more powerful breath. Whichever you're doing, focus on the center of the chest, reaching forward as you breathe in, and the navel squeezing up towards the spine, pushing all the breath out as you exhale. And now inhale, come back to the center. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, lift up into downward dog, stretching the tailbone up towards the ceiling. The head comes between your arms. You're going to feel a little stretch across the chest as the chest reaches towards your legs. Your weight is evenly distributed between your hands and your feet. Heels may or may not touch the floor, that's okay. You can either stay stationary or start to press one heel down and then the other. Just walking on the spot, just pedaling the feet. If you feel like all your weight is on your hands, you may need to bend your knees so that you can shift your weight back and lift the tailbone towards the ceiling. So adjust yourself as you need to. And then come back to the center, take a breath in. Exhale, bring your knees to the floor. Shift your hips towards your heels, reach your arms forward, take a few breaths. Deep, deep breaths. So you want to feel the breath down into the abdomen. And then bring the breath all the way up between the shoulder blades. Take a few breaths here. Opening up through the upper back, the shoulders. One more breath. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands beside your feet in child's pose. Staying here for as long as you need to, as you completely relax. From this position, begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time, stacking the vertebrae one on top of the other, coming all the way up to sitting on your heels. And once you're on your heels, begin to inhale the chest forward and up. Exhale as you round back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Flexing and contracting the spine. Inhaling forward, exhale back. Making sure your breath is deep on the inhale, complete on the exhale. Inhale, come all the way up, straight spine. And slowly exhale. Bring your hands up onto your shoulders. Fingers are in the front, thumbs in the back. Draw the shoulder blades together so you feel that stretch across the chest. If you need to, you can separate the knees slightly for balance. You want to pull in and up on the lower abdomen for support. Then inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, twist to the right. So you're going to continue that motion at your own pace. So again, this can be slow and mindful, and it can be a little faster, customizing your practice. Inhaling left, exhaling right. And now inhale back to center, hold the breath in for just a moment, and exhale, gently release. Take a breath in and out. This next posture, you're going to slide the heels out on the outside of the hips and slowly lower yourself down. Now, if you're feeling any pain in the knee at all, then you should leave this out, or you can modify by just having a cushion underneath your buttocks so you're propped up. Option one, just start to lean back onto your hands. Start to lift the chest as you pull the shoulder blades towards each other. Full breath here into the chest. Option two, you can come down onto your forearms. Again, continuing to lift the chest. Option three is coming all the way down to the ground. Focus on breathing deeply and completely. So long, slow, deep inhale. A slow, controlled, and complete exhale. One more breath. And to come out of the pose, if you're all the way down, just press the elbows into the mat. Place one hand on the floor and then the other. Walk yourself up. And then from here, you can either shift back into cat-cow or into downward dog. Just stretch out the back of your body again. Take a few breaths. And then come lying down onto the floor, onto your abdomen for cobra pose. So cobra pose, you bring your forearms to the ground for half cobra or baby cobra. Shoulder blades are sliding towards each other and down your back. Your hips are pressing into the floor. The lower abdomen is pulling away from the floor. You're pressing the tops of the feet into the mat and reaching out through the top of your head and the chest. Take a few breaths, full. So this is option one. Option two, you can bring your hands under your shoulders. Continue to press down through the tops of the feet and the hips, lifting yourself up as high as comfortable without crunching through the lower back. So you're not crunching and lifting the shoulders up. It's about bringing them down and opening through the heart. You should feel the center of the chest reaching forward as you breathe deeply. Two more breaths. And then carefully release. Support your head. Take a few breaths. Let your body relax. Soften the buttocks, relax the spine. And then moving into bow pose, you're going to bend your knees and reach back, grab your feet if you can. If you can't grab your feet, you can bend the knees and then come back into that baby cobra pose. Or you can grab one foot and lift, and then switch sides. And if you can grab both feet, you're going to press the hips into the mat, pull the lower abdomen in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, push your feet into your hands, and lift up as high as comfortable without straining or forcing. This is a good one to open and stretch and stimulate all the different systems of the body. Two more breaths. And then carefully release. Keep the knees bent, support your head. Let your feet fall from side to side, releasing any tension through the lower back. And then come back to center, release the feet, bring the hands back under the shoulders, slowly lift all the way up, and press back into the pose of the child, bringing your forehead to the floor, hands beside your feet. If your forehead doesn't quite reach, you can stack your fists one on top of the other and rest your forehead on your fists. Here you want to focus on bringing the breath down into the belly. So feel your abdomen pressing against your thighs as you breathe in. And release tension through the lower back as you breathe out. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up onto your heels, and then come standing on your knees. Now, if you need a little extra padding underneath the knees, you can always fold your mat and place your knees on top of the folded mat. Or you can take a folded towel or blanket and place it under there for a little extra cushion. For this next one, camel pose, we're going to start with camel press. Your hands are on your lower back. So let me turn sideways. You're going to tuck the tailbone under. So tucking the tailbone under, lifting up through the chest, pressing down through the knees. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then reach out to the top of the head. So I'm not dropping the head back, I'm crunching, lengthening and reaching as you open the front of your body and focus in at the center of the chest. For full camel, you can bring one hand down towards one heel and just visit this side, and then come up and switch sides. Visiting from side to side. Full camel, you can bring one hand onto one heel, one hand onto the other. Keep lifting through the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. If it's appropriate, let the head drop back. Deepen the breath. You want to feel it come all the way up to the collarbones. One more breath here. And then to come out of the pose, bring one hand up, grab hold of an imaginary handle. Exhale, pull yourself up. Sit back onto your heels. Bring the forehead to the floor. Back in child's pose. Take a few breaths. On your next inhalation, start to roll up, coming all the way up to sitting back on your heels for one last pose. Yoga Mudra. Inhale, bring the arms out in front. Exhale as you draw the arms back behind you, interlacing the fingers behind your back. If you can't reach behind your back and lift the hands away from the tailbone, then I suggest that you grab hold of a tie or a belt, something that can extend your reach. And if you can interlace the fingers, lift them away from the tailbone, begin to inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, bring your forehead back towards the floor or on the floor. And relaxing in this position, start to follow the breath down into the abdomen, fill up the rib cage, all the way up to the collarbones. And as you exhale, think about releasing tension through the upper back, shoulders, and chest. One more deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale, press all the way up. Release your hands. Roll your shoulders up and back. Big circles. And then coming into stillness. Come back to your breath. Begin to inhale to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 6. And stay here in your practice for as long as you like. And thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.